should present a song originally composed in Bengali, which serves as a heartfelt invocation inspired by Swami Vivekananda. This song beautifully calls for self-sacrifice, unity, and a dedication to higher ideals, urging us to rise above selfishness and materialism through the transformative power of love and compassion. So I would want to welcome her.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now I am presenting a song tribute to Vivekananda, which is written by Swami Chandikananda Ji Maharaj. বীর সেনাপতি বীর সেনাপতি বিবেকানন্দ ওই যে ডাকিছে আয় রে আয় আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া আহ্বানে তার আপনা ভুলিয়া কত মহারথী ছুটিয়া যায় বীর সেনাপতি আত্মত্যাগের অগ্নিমন্ত্রে দীক্ষিত হয়ে নবীন তন্ত্রে আত্মত্যাগের অগ্নিমন্ত্রে দীক্ষিত হয়ে নবীন তন্ত্রে ভোগবাদ যত দৈত্য দৌলিতে আপনা সপিতে কে যাবে আয় বীর সেনাপতি স্বার্থ দ্বন্দ্ব ভোগ কোলাহল এনেছে জগতে শুধু হলাহল স্বার্থ দ্বন্দ্ব ভোগ কোলাহল এনেছে জগতে শুধু হলাহল নিভাতে আজিকে এই দাবানল নিভাতে আজিকে এই দাবানল প্রেম বাড়ি সেজে এনেছে হায় এসো দেব এসো করুণা নিধান লহ আজি মম তনু মন প্রাণ এসো দেব এসো করুণা নিধান লহ আজি মম তনু মন প্রাণ কৃপা করে করো হে আশিস দান তব কাজে যেন জীবন যায় বীর সেনাপতি।
Thank you for the performance. Indian music has the power to change hearts and inspire change. Now we move on to one of the most awaited segments of today's program. That is a talk by our eminent speaker, Swami Medha Sananda Maharaj Ji. Swami Medha Sananda Maharaj Ji is a monk of the Ramakrishna order and currently serves as the president of the Vedanta Society of Japan, a branch of the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. He has been serving the Japan Center for the past 30 years. Before moving to Japan, he served as the principal of Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandira, Belur. Maharaj Ji has authored a book entitled The Story of Indo-Japan Relationship, which explores in great detail the friendship between Swami Vivekananda and Okakura Tenshin. He regularly conducts scriptural classes as a center and is an expert in Indian scriptures.
Tell the audience that sounds are coming from that side. Since I will speak quiet. Hello, Raghu Maharaj. one place where there is classroom I can see, maybe there is the mic is unmuted. So, no, mute. Oh, oh, teacher, okay, that's all. That is from you to this one from students. Okay, now it's okay. Now it's okay. May I start now? So, until when? This is 54. So, Bhagavad, you should be always, I want to see your face always. So, because I have to ask you. So, what I mean, now it is 2:54 until when shall I speak? 3:30. Okay. So now you can move also your mind. Fine. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahaditye Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Adiradirma Edhi Rudraya Te Dakshinam Mukham Te Namam Pahi Nityam. Lord, lead us from mortality to lead us from non-existence to existence. Lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. Lead us from death to immortality. Please manifest yourself within us. Please protect us by your divine face. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhag bhavet. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone be full of health. Let everyone see the good on. No one should suffer. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So let us close our eyes, sit erect, and pray silently for a few minutes for our well-being and for the well-being of the whole humanity. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. My congratulations to all organizers, of course, especially including Sagar, because I was so surprised when he called me and informed me that they are going to celebrate on this birthday according to the English calendar, and invited me to go to Sapporo. But as you all know from your own experience how cold it is, so I said that it will be difficult for me to go, especially now. But if you invite me during summer, then maybe I'll be happy and I'd love to go if possible. Now, I visited Sapporo at least 10 times, but mostly it was being invited by the Japanese. But this is the first time that an Indian group is interested in celebrating Swamiji in Sapporo. So that is really something historical, I believe. So my only wish and pray is that continue it. Rabindranath made a comment, we start something but we don't continue. আমরা আরম্ভ করি শেষ করি না। So let me hope and pray that you should continue it every year. And suppose you have to leave Sapporo, hand over your mantle to another person who will be ready to continue this program. This is the way that how the whole world simply believes by their universal teachings of Vedanta as exemplified in the lives of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. Do you listen to me clearly, or is there any problem? Clear. Thank you. Now, as it was not possible for me to go, I will propose why not Google Meet. Then we agreed, and just now I think he recovered from his fever and cold, and I believe you are now fine, Bhagwan? Yes, you look fine. So maybe that's good. So now you wanted me to give a talk on Swamiji. I rather prefer a small group to hear me, to a big audience where the speaker will speak from the podium. So anyway, it's not that big a large group, so we can talk informally. But talking about Swamiji, as Swamiji was infinite, so the talking about Swamiji also is infinite. We cannot limit him. So especially those monks who have left their home and heart for the sake of Swamiji, for the sake of Sri Ramakrishna, if you ask them to give a talk on Swamiji and understand their feelings, that they would love to go on talking and talking and talking. But more important than talking is to follow. Following and practicing is much more important than talking. So as you ask me, I will give a talk, and then I try to explain how much it is relevant for you to practice Swamiji's teachings. So I believe most of you know Swamiji's basic information of his life, that he was born in 1863 on 12th January according to English calendar. Why I say English calendar? Because Bengali calendar, it changes according to the position of the moon. And he was born in Calcutta, and he had so many qualities which he developed later. He studied a lot, expert singer, and among his studies, what he liked most was philosophy and history. But in his initial student life, he rather studied more Western philosophy, which made him some sort of agnostic. That means God is there, but he is unknowable. But so many people believe in God, or so many religions. So is there really God? That's just his question. Have you seen God? If there is God, he must be seen. So that was his very statement. If there is any God, he must be seen. So there are many religious leaders during that period of history in Bengal. Brahmo leaders and groups, so ask them one by one, sir, have you seen God? No one could say in a very positive way, in fact, yes, I have seen. Perhaps you heard the name of Rabindranath Thakur, who was the father of the great poet Rabindranath Thakur. He was a great Brahmo leader. So he asked Rabindranath Thakur, revered sir, have you seen God? And he said, immediately, you see, you have spiritual symptoms. So if you try, then you can see God. But that was not a direct reply whether he has seen God or not. And the first man who answered very clearly, positively, with certainty and confidence, was Ramakrishna, was really correct. He first heard the name of Ramakrishna from William Hastie. When he was reading, I should say, he was teaching a poem of Wordsworth called Excursion. You know, Wordsworth was a lover of nature, and sometimes there's some sort of ecstasy by being in the nature. So, William Hastie said that this type of ecstasy, or when that ecstasy culminates, is called samadhi. So I know only one man. It's quite strange. William Hastie was a staunch Christian. So it was from him that Swamiji heard that William Hastie said, I know only one man who has experienced samadhi, that is Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa of Dakshineshwar. So I don't want to go into the details of it. You know, he Swami that time was maybe 18 or 19 years old. He approached Sri Ramakrishna with the same question. Sir, have you seen God? Anyone can say, yes, I have seen God. So Sri Ramakrishna not only said, I saw God, but he said, I have seen God more clearly than you. It has a deep connotation, which should be pondered over. Then the next sentence he said, and I can show it to you. That's still more significant. I can show it to you. That means he has not only seen it, he can show it to Narendranath. But Narendranath was not a person to believe just by hearing of it. So that was the beginning of the meeting of the two great persons. One representing the pure Indian tradition and culture, Indian spiritual heritage, and the other person, though definitely was exposed to the Indian culture, but he also knew much about the Western philosophy and Western culture and religion. So here, the East and the West met. And the outcome of which you all know. Then one example how Sri Ramakrishna was tested by Swamiji. Sri Ramakrishna would often say that he would not even wear the touch of gold, which is represented by the symbol of a coin, taka mati mati taka dino. So that taka, that is coin, is very insignificant. That's not very valuable, especially for a spiritual life. So he would even cannot bear the touch of the coin. So one day, stealthily, when Sri Ramakrishna was not in the room, he put a coin under the bed of Sri Ramakrishna and was waiting there to see Sri Ramakrishna's reaction. The interesting thing, or the surprising thing was that Sri Ramakrishna wanted to sit on the bed, but he could not. The moment he touched the bed as if he was in electric shock, that put Swamiji to shame. Because he knew that he had put a coin under his head. So in this way, Ramakrishna's every word was verified by Swamiji. And finally he came to the conclusion that Ramakrishna, whatever he said, was correct. First he would say that whatever you say of God is your mother's imagination. Whenever Ramakrishna would say, Mother told me like that, he said, it is your own imagination. It's an illusion, it's an hallucination. But when whatever mother said, and that was communicated to the disciples, was proved to be correct, then all his disciples had no other way but to accept Sri Ramakrishna's every statement as correct. As he said, that Keshav Chandra became very famous. Suppose he had 1 unit of power, but Naren had 18 units of that type of power. 18. No one believed like that time, because Narendranath was just a college boy, his college student, and Keshav Chandra that time already was famous. Had gone to England, he was very warmly received there, welcomed there, and he was a very well-known Brahmo leader in India also. So who believe it? Later on, as you see, how many people know the name of Keshav Chandra Sen? And how many people know the name of Swami Vivekananda? Both are historical figures, but Swami Vivekananda is still very much living. So from that you can understand that whatever Sri Ramakrishna professing about Vivekananda proved to be correct. Then another example, there is in Upanishad one statement, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everywhere there is Brahma. Then now you are ready to, if everything is Brahman, if everything is God, then this pot, this glass, this bench, table, this is all Brahman. Is it not fun? Then Sri Ramakrishna overheard that, came to him, touched him. The moment Sri Ramakrishna touched, Swami Vivekananda had a vision that everything is made of consciousness. So it is just being consciousness. All other things appear to be just like a shadow. The world as we see, as we perceive, is mere a shadow. Behind it there is only one reality, that is Brahman. So we have lost so much body consciousness that whether we are still living or not, is awake or not, whether he is dreaming or not, you have to test it by hitting his head on the iron sails of the part of the small lake near his house. So then this would continue for about 1 month, and then he was convinced, yes, what the Upanishad says, what Sri Ramakrishna said is correct. That's why later when Swami Vivekananda had gone to the West, he would always talk of Vedanta, that this world is called illusion. Illusion, if you not say, you should understand in that sense it's not there. But it is not eternal. It exists, but it is not eternal. It's temporary. What is eternal is only Brahman. So apparent and real. Apparent you see a man, but the real entity behind that man is Brahman. So everyone is Atman, everyone is Brahman. When he was speaking in this way, before his Western audience, one lady said, Swami, we know your body. Are you not trying to hypnotize us by saying we are still, your consciousness? You know what Swami answered? Madam, you are already hypnotized. I am trying to de-hypnotize you. Try to understand this point very, very deeply. We are hypnotized. Swami wanted us to de-hypnotize us and know about our real nature. Then on another occasion, there is a saying in the Vaishnava literature which gives or describes the symptoms of devotee of Vishnu. Name ruchi jive daya Vaishnava Shabha. That means one must have great interest, must develop a taste for the name of the Lord. Jive daya, one must be compassionate with the teachers, and one must serve the devotees of the Lord. Then Sri Ramakrishna made a comment. Who is you to show some compassion? Jive daya nani jive shiva. So in Bengali means don't be compassionate, don't show compassion. Who are you to compassion? Only one person who is superior to another person can show compassion. Who is the real superior person? Who is God only. So for us, what should we do? Shivo Gyane Jivo Shiva. We just look upon others as the Lord Himself and then serve. The whole attitude of doing service is this. Here is the difference between all the NGOs like Red Cross and others and the Ramakrishna Mission. In one sense, they are also NGOs, we are also NGOs. But ours is a spiritual organization. Difference is this. They do it with the attitude that they are helping the affected people, the victimized people. Great. But this attitude sometimes generates some sense of ego, some desire for name and fame. But when the person is served with the idea that the person who is served is a Shiva, is God, then the whole attitude stands firm. When you find that it is your fortune that you get a chance to serve the Lord Shiva embodied in a person, embodied in a poor man, sick man, and any type of man. Now in that way I can continue for a long time, but some of the only few points that I like to mention. In Alwar, it's a small state in Pakistan. The king of that Alwar did not believe in God. He would rather have more Western ideas, sort of atheist, and had no faith in God. So when he saw Swamiji, he said, frankly said that I don't believe in God. How there can be God in just a picture or an image made of wood or made of metals? Then Swamiji first said, okay, as you feel. The next moment, he asked the chief minister of that king to bring down a picture of the Maharaja which is hanging there. So the picture was brought. Then he asked, so all the people, kings, others, ministers, and many other dignified people, distinguished people of that state, were present in the court of the king. So they are all watching. They could not understand what Swami is going to say, what he is going to do. Then when the picture was brought down, he asked the chief minister of the Raja, please spit on the picture. And the chief minister shuddered. Swamiji, what do you mean? How can I spit on this picture of the Maharaja? And Swami said, why not? It's just a paper. Why should you mind to spit on paper? Maharaja is not in that picture. So why should you hesitate to spit on the picture? The chief minister said, this picture represents Maharaj. This picture reminds us of Maharaj. So in that sense, Maharaj is very much in this picture. Then Swami turned, the Maharaj said, Maharaj, I have have never heard a devotee to pray like that. Oh stone, oh paper, oh gold, please get my prayer. To pray to God. To imagine the presence of God in that image. And pray. So, this is how we can explain the worship of images of God by the Hindus, which is criticized by other religions. When Swami spoke in that vein, when Swami then Maharaj was fully convinced. Then, as you know, we had gone to Kanyakumarika. I believe some of you have visited Cape Comorin, Swami Vivekananda's temple. I am sure some of you have visited. So there, it's a little distance from the coast. So Swami swam across the first infested sea and meditated there. Then he saw through meditation the past, the present and the future of India. And we firmly believe that India has a very glorious future, though its present condition is not good. And at that time, his especially helping and admirers wanted him to present him in the world's first parliament of religions. And finally, Swami agreed and he had gone there, and as you know, the Chicago address, while every religious leader of other religions spoke and admired and presented their own particular religion, Swami spoke of universality, harmony, and he became a celebrity after that Chicago address. There was a survey by perhaps the Times magazine. They wanted to know from its readers which is the best piece of speech so far delivered in the history. Then there's a lot of screening. Finally, the result was that Swami's Chicago address was the best specimen of speech. Now we visited Japan, perhaps some of you know, in 1893 from 30th June for 2 weeks, and is highly impressed by the Japanese people, their qualities, their discipline, their hard labor, their sincerity, the love for aesthetics, the love for the country, and he wanted more and more young Indians to visit China and Japan, especially Japan. And what you see now, you are all in Japan, isn't it? So what Swami prophesied has come into reality literally. Now, only coming is not enough. Only earning some money or doing some of your work is not enough. You should observe and try to imbibe these qualities. When some of you at least will return to India, don't behave like as General Lenin's do. Try to at least behave in some regards as the Japanese do. The cleanliness, I mean, as you know, the orderliness, the hard labor, and sense of values. So, as I told you, I think this is 328, isn't it? I will of course want, but if you want to hear, then I can continue. Now, this is about you, I should say. You see, there are three milestones of one's experience, what the real life is. I repeat, there are three milestones of one's experience, what the real life is. And what is the difference between imagined life, perceived life, and the real life? What are those three milestones? These three milestones is first, when you finish your studies and start working. This is the first experience when you want to realize what's the difference between what we thought about, you will get a job, and what actually it is when you get the job. What are the responsibilities, what are the stress, strain. The next milestone is when you marry. So before you marry, you have many romantic ideas. I believe you are all, most of you are in between this group of 30 and 45, isn't it, Bhagavan? 30 and 45. So second milestone is when you marry. So before you marry, now it's mostly love marriage and negotiated marriage. So when before you marry, you have some perception, you have some imagination, some romantic, something like that. But after actually you marry, then you know what is what. The imagination, the romanticism mostly evaporates, and then when you live for 24 hours under the same roof, then you know each other better. And then you know how challenging it is to maintain that relationship. But you have to accept. The third milestone is, what is the third milestone? My question. Hello? Huh? No, that's much earlier than that.
Children.
Anyone raise your hand and
Children.
huh? Yes. Who said it? Who said it to you? Yes. The third milestone is when you touch it. So then, these three milestones of experiencing of the difference between a life which is imagined and the life what is real. Now this is at this point that we should read more about Swami. Because, why I say, when more or less what most of the people like, to get a job, to marry, and then have children, when these wishes are fulfilled, then the next question is what next? What next? Is what next is a very serious question. Some people want to just brush it away, but now and then it comes. What next? Just to carry on this life, monotonous life, happy life, there is something else, something better. What should be the purpose of life? Is it just earning money, marriage, happy children and live nicely, or there is some other higher goal. Many people will try to understand that peace is, these things are all necessary. Money is necessary, family is necessary, children is necessary, but what is most necessary is mental peace, which they lack. And important thing about peace is that you cannot purchase it. You may be Bill Gates, or you may be Tata, or you may be that other rich men like, yeah, there is no much mention of rich men. However rich you may be, you cannot purchase it. And second, no one can do it for you. You have to do it. So this is one. This realization that mental peace is most important. The second thing is this. There is a survey in America among the students who just passed out ended their student life, passed out from the college or university, are going to take a job, or they have already just started the job. They are asked, have you got a training how to face the problems of life, failures of life, frustrations of life, the vicissitudes of life, sufferings of life? Most of them said no. We had no such training. Neither our parents nor our teachers trained us. Most of parents and the teachers would say career. The building of career is not everything of the life. So then when they really face these problems, frustrations, failures, suffering, then they are at a loss. How to solve them? There again Swami Vivekananda is necessary. You read Swami Vivekananda, you know how to face them. And you cannot avoid them. If you avoid them, you can come, if you return, with a greater dimension. When once Swamiji was walking along a road near the Durga temple of Varanasi, which was known as Monkey Temple, because many monkeys were there. Suddenly Swami was chased by a group of monkeys. And Swami was running. So that he is not hurt by the monkeys. And at that moment Swami was, how did that? Hello, Swami, don't run away, but face the roots. So Swamiji learned lifelong lesson. Face the roots. That means any problems, you have to face it. Don't try to avoid it. Don't try to evade it. Don't try to run away from it. But face it. To face it, when your self-confidence will grow, and you learn from that. So this is, there are many other advices also like that. How to face problems of life. The third is, everyone thinks, how to control the mind. You know, everyone suffers because of lots of anger in them, lots of pride in them, lots of jealousy in them, lots of hatred in them, lots of jealousy in them. So it is a big problem how to control their emotions. So that's why Swami says, See, concentration of mind is very important. And this concentration will help you control your mind. He said, if I am born again, and if I start my spiritual career again, first I shall learn how to concentrate. Because once I learn concentration, whatever I learn to learn, I shall learn it quickly. So, my suggestion will be that for the control of mind, for the concentration of mind, every day you should bring some time for concentration. 20 minutes, fine, but do it every day. So that's why I'm telling you, only hearing talks, reading books, you have time, unless you do practice it. And always remember, there's a difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is just ritualism. We chant Lalita Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam, and do some puja, go to a temple, with pranam, with Karnamrita, with some offerings, and there are a long list of prayers. So this is all ritualism. Even just reading of Bhagavad Gita is also ritualism. Spirituality is who am I? What is my real essence? Is there anything eternal in me? What is God? What does it mean by God? Is there God? What's the relationship between God and me? What's the purpose of my life? How can I get mental peace, happiness, and real joy? When you raise and ask this kind of serious questions about your own life and try to find out the solutions of it to practice, that is spiritual life. All other things are just mere ritualism that will not help you. So Swamiji again is the appropriate person who will teach us spiritually, how to lead a spiritual life. And last point I would like to say, self-development. If there is no one who wants to develop, especially in your age, to develop in some way, it's not I am not meaning develop oneself for one's career life. So we have 4 dimensions of our existence: physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual. Be aware of it. And let us try to develop all these 4 aspects of our life. Physical, fine, stretching, breathing, walking. It's a straight line there. Then mental, by being unselfish. As Swami said, unselfishness is God. Einstein's famous statement is this: you know, scientists, Einstein is a scientist, but there's a lot of this type of wonderful messages about human life. He said, 100 times a day, I remind myself that my life is depending on so many people's service, past and present, and how I should return that service. And Swamiji said, it pronounced very strong word. He said, those people who are educated by the money of the people, but after being educated, they don't look back to those very people. I call each of them a traitor. So I believe no one wants to become a traitor. like Mirzapur or like that. How we can not become a quitter by doing something for others. If you spend all your energy, all your time, all your money for you and your family only, you are that selfish. And the more selfish you are, the more you become narrow, the more you become attached, and more you become business. And the more you become unselfish, the more you become detached, the more you become free of peace. So at least use little bit of your either time or energy or money for the people who need them. This is the way Swami said that we can become unselfish. Now, finally, I would like to introduce you some books. So I am telling, as I tell you, this is the time that you should now, because so far you are busy in building up your career or your service. Naturally, you have not much time to read other books. And then you want to get a job, then marriage, children, when these things are more or less settled, then you try to look at some other things. So first of all, I would like to introduce you to some very, very basic books which are not voluminous. So don't be afraid, very short books. One book is published by the Institute of Culture. That's called Sabar Swamiji. And the same book, you see it? Then the same book has been translated in English as Swami Vivekananda, the friend of all. You see? Now, then a small book which in which there will get the messages of Swami Vivekananda, thoughts of power. It's a very small book, but it will help you tremendously in facing the problems of life. It will give you energy. It says the remedy of weakness is not brooding over the weakness, but thinking of the strength. Then again he says, he said, I repeat, the remedy of weakness is not brooding over weakness, but thinking of strength. Then he says, weakness is death, strength is life. Then he says, all power is within you, manifest it, either by doing karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, bhava yoga. All power is within you. Then he says, can you believe a man, a monk would say like that? He said, the old religion would say, one who does not believe in God is a theist. But the new religion says, one who does not believe in himself is an atheist. Then he says, if you believe in millions of gods, but you don't believe in yourself, there is no salvation for you. So can you believe a monk would utter this type of words? The old religion would say, one who does not believe in God is an atheist, but the new religion. This is Swami's characteristic. This is Swami's thing. That's why the government of India announced the birthday of Swamiji as the Youth Day. Because youths can illuminate a lot of the teachings of Swamiji. So this book as I said, it includes all these powerful messages. It can be really a strain, as you said, how to face the real life problems as a training. But this book will help you. Study this type of book. Small book, carry it with you, and when you have some problem, open it to it. Read it some messages, then you regain your strength. And then finally, one book written by Swamiji is Karma Yoga. So I advise you to start with this book, Karma Yoga. Don't read my request is, don't read just by downloading it to computer, no. Try to procure a copy of it, hard copy. Then it will more impactful, more interesting. So, not downloading it, but try to procure a copy when you get a chance. Simply Karma Yoga. We have our book here, this book, but it will be a little expensive. But if you collect it from India, then it will be quite cheap. So, Sagar, you can take initiative in this matter. What? Okay. And another book, this is published by us. This book is Power of a Daily Schedule. This is published by our society and the highlights are self-development, time management, ideal daily schedule, focusing on now, which are all important for you. This book has been regarded health as many people say this is really very useful book. So one thing I can do, if you invite me during summer, then I can carry these books for you because I can procure it from India, and then I can distribute it those who want it. So how you can make a list? Is this message? The Power of a Daily Schedule, Karma Yoga, and then Thoughts of Power, and then Swami Vivekananda's thought. It's very so with this I finish because I go with the same piece of advice that hearing more about milk, talking more about milk, seeing the milk in a bottle will not help you. It will not nourish you. Only way, if you drink it regularly, then you will be nourished. So exactly about these things are this. You can now, by the courtesy of the YouTube and the computer and the internet, you can hear a lot about this type of talks about spirituality and religion and all these things. But nothing will help you unless you yourself practice it, at least to some extent. So try to realize it and don't say you have no time. If you have time for eating, you have time for gossiping, if you have time for texting for 100 times a day, if you have time for sleep, don't say I have no time for meditation for 3 minutes. That will be sheer, what should I say, that will not be truthful, I should say. So, please try to keep my first interaction with you. In this first interaction, I believe I have told most of the important things which I wanted to tell you. Now, if you have time, you can some question answer I can, some questions I can answer.